Hello everyone, my name is Angelica.
My name is Kenny.
My name is Richie.
In today's lesson, we will be teaching you all how an Excel function called a pivot table. This is something important you will use almost on a daily basis in your professional careers. The main purpose of a pivot table is to tabulate and simplify data. I'll hand it over to Kenny here so he can show you an example of how to use a pivot table.
Okay everyone, so this is a sample data set that I have downloaded online for today's example. And just from looking at the data, we can see here we have 4 headers, which is the year, the semester, the course, and the student level. And when we look in the student level column, we can see there are freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. And for the course, we can see courses such as Introduction to Programming, Data Structure, Algorithms, C++, Java, Oracle, Databases, and etc. And semester, we see fall or spring. And the year, we see year as 2009, 2011, 2008, and etc. Suppose we get a question such as, how many freshmen have taken the class Introduction to Programming? Instead of manually adding up all of these on a piece of paper, what we can do is we can use a function called pivot table. And in order to use a function pivot table, first of all, we have to select the data set. And we can select the data set by clicking the top left. And you can always select it when it's all grayed out like this. Once the data set has been selected, we can go to Insert on the top left and click Pivot Table and click OK. Once we click OK, the pivot table will populate onto another sheet, as you can see down here. And on the right, once again, we can see the 4 headers, which is the year, the semester, the course, and the student level. Again, our question is, how many freshman students are taking the course Introduction to Programming? So the 2 headers that we are interested in is the student level, which can inject to any of this, and the course. And one thing to note here is that it doesn't matter where you put these. See, we can just play around with it to get it tabulated in the way that we want it to. And once we get the count is by dragging the student level down here and get the count of student. So as you can see here, for freshmen, on the row for freshmen, there are 8 freshmen taking the course Introduction to Programming. And there's your answer. But the problem with this is that the table is still a little messy. So in order to make it more user-friendly to the end user, what we can potentially do is to insert a graph. And Richie will show you guys how to do that.
Alright, so from here we can make a graph to make this data more presentable and user-friendly to the end user, like a manager or a boss. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this data right here. I'm going to paste it right here. I'm also going to copy this data right here. And I'm going to paste it right here. So I do this because I want to manipulate this data right here to make a graph without messing with the rest of the data. So in this right here, I don't need blank and grand total, so I'm going to highlight it and press the delete button on my keyboard to get rid of it. Alright, so from here, I'm going to highlight this data. I'm going to click on the insert button at the top left of my screen. And I'm going to go over here and click on this button right here next to recommended charts. And I'm going to click on this pie chart right here because I think it best represents our data we have here. Alright, so from here, I'm going to right click on our graph and click on add data labels to make it look nice. As you can see, we have 8, freshmen and juniors in the Introduction to Programming class. In summary, we were able to transform this large data set into this simple graphical display using the pivot table function in Excel.
Being proficient in Excel is essential for your professional development. It is a skill that is expected by many employers. As entering healthcare professionals in the field, learning Excel's different functions will ultimately help you thrive in the professional world. Hope you enjoyed our video and thank you so much for watching.